my name is Paul with Golden Blaze Videos, and I'm on a favorite section of trail this morning. It's on the AT, and it's the Southern Nantahala Wilderness area, and I got like a 26-mile loop planning to do, and a little bit of snow on the ground. First little view. It's about a mile and a half in from Beech Gap, and look like it's going to be a gorgeous day. I'm 2.5 miles into Long Branch. Left Beech Gap an hour ago. I didn't think I was hiking that fast, but anyways, I'll be coming out that way tomorrow to make my big loop and join back to the Appalachian Trail. I've reached Long Branch. This is the last water for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and fill up now. Long Branch shelter, relatively new, double-decker. This is a nice shelter. There's one thing I like about after the leaves are gone is all the views that open up. Looking over towards Standing Indian, hopefully be up there tomorrow morning. Earlier this year they had the door open going up to the fire tower, but it's locked. Can't get up. Steps were a little icy coming up, but not too bad. Incredible view here from the Mount Albert fire tower, looking down over Franklin. I believe those far mountains are in South Carolina, maybe on the Foothills Trail. You can see down into Georgia. The Appalachian Trail follows that ridge, and the peak, highest peak furthest away is Standing Indian. Beautiful view. This side of Albert Mountain's got some really steep spots, and these wet leaves is making it really tricky. I've already fallen down once. Big hole right there. Well, it's 11:30, and I decided to stop to take a lunch break. Got a campsite here right below Albert Mountain. I camped here one time about 4 years ago. Little chicken salad wrap. Anyways, Albert Mountain scout group showed up. Didn't get really to say a whole lot while I was up there because it was pretty crowded. But that is the 100-mile mark if you're coming from Springer, so kind of a big deal for those through hikers headed north every spring. The trail's just hugging the side of this mountain, right on a cliff. It opens up to this beautiful view. Look down through the thicket. It is straight down from here. This is Betty Creek, which is a short side trail off the AT. Some campsites along the way. This is one of many creeks in this basin formed by this mountain ridge. When you look up from the top at a map, the AT makes kind of a horseshoe shape in this area, and it creates one big basin. All that water's collected and it flows down to the Nantahala River. Which we should be seeing sometime tomorrow. Headed back to the AT. It's a beautiful spot right here. Looking out towards Georgia, I guess. Hey, Am I the only one that has this problem in the fall with your hiking poles and these leaves? You got any tricks to get them off? I bounce them off rocks, I step on them. I waste a lot of time trying to get these leaves off. Anyways, just a little pet peeve. So, is that a rock-eating tree or a tree eating rock? Thing's growing right on top. Both sides. Wow, what an incredible view here. Let me turn this around so you can see what I'm looking at. So this is looking down into what I'm pretty sure is Georgia. The maps always show Tate City being nearby. The Appalachian Trail's been in North Carolina for a while, but it comes real close to dipping back down into Georgia. I think the state line's maybe like a mile, maybe half a mile away. It's really, really close. All right, looking through the trees, you can just make out the fire tower on Albert Mountain. Nobody's here to argue with me, but that's it. Circled all the way around that far ridge. Well, it's 2 o'clock and I've made it here to Carter Gap Shelter. It's about 12.5 miles in. Made some more lemonade and you know, that's looking really dark. Definitely got to send that through some more. Maybe it'll be clearer next time, but anyways, second lunchtime, and headed on to Beech Gap, which I think is another 3.5 miles. Well, it's 20 after 3. I made it to Beech Gap, and this is, I guess, the campsite for tonight. And only one here. Days are short this time of year. You can see the sun's getting ready to go down behind that ridge over there, but nice campsite. Gonna set my tent up over there. So I got a new stove system I wanted to share with you guys. Here's my pot. And this is the new stove. It's a aluminum can, or actually bottle, turned into an alcohol stove. Uses liquid fuel. Great thing about this is it only weighs like, it's less than 1 ounce. So let's light this thing up and see what happens. So it's actually burning right now, even though you can't see the flame. And eventually it's going to bloom. There you go. Now we're ready to put on the water. So I do believe the water has started to boil. Oh yeah, that's boiling real nice. All right, so we'll add that to my beans, and should be eating supper here soon, and I'm hungry. Good morning. It's it's a quarter to 7. It's like 30 degrees outside. Had a long night in the tent, and getting ready to head up Standing Indian. So a little bit of a climb, and hopefully there will be some pretty views up there. Check in with you up the trail. There's Albert Mountain again. You can just barely make out the fire tower. Well, we're an hour and a half on the trail, 3 miles from Beech Gap. Lower Ridge Trail. That's the trail we're going to take to head back over to the AT and connect it to make our big loop. But first of all, we're going to start up Standing Indian. So we're on top of Standing Indian. It's the highest peak south of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, a little over 5,400 feet. That bank of clouds down there is off towards Lake Chatuge. And from here, those two high peaks is Brasstown Bald, the highest point in Georgia. And then a little further off is Blood Mountain, highest point on the Appalachian Trail in Georgia. Down Lower Ridge Trail, new trail for me. As I said earlier, this will connect us over to the AT and making a big loop. So let's see where this trail heads. Lower Ridge Trail is pretty good. A little hairy, but it's well blazed. Trail's easy to follow. Some great views. Good morning again. Time for a second breakfast. A little kind bar. Got a nice log here. Put my contacts in. Stripped off several layers. It is turning into what is looking like just a beautiful day. Pretty little creek here. Good timing because I need some water. The Nantahala River. Alright, so we just cut through the Standing Indian campground. We dropped, I think it's 2,000 feet in about 3 miles. And the next trail we're looking for is Long Branch. And we're getting ready to cross over the Nantahala River. Towards the backcountry information booth, and that's where the trailhead will be. All right, Long Branch Trail. We're at 3,600 feet above sea level. I'm gonna climb back up to the AT. Made it to Long Branch. This is the same branch that I first got water on at the AT yesterday, and it goes by Long Branch Shelter. Well, 24 miles later, I'm back at Beech Gap. A little different from all the snow yesterday. Nice sunny day today. So that big peak through the trees is Standing Indian. Hard to believe I was standing on that earlier this morning. If we follow the ridge down to that gap, this Beech Gap where I camped last night. Rock Gap. Made good time, it's 12:20. And always glad to see the car.